Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be very difficult to film. It's a heraldic border, printed, engraved on plate, copper plate, and then printed on a sheet of vellum, sort of animal parchment. And it looks to date from, obviously, the 17th century, I would say, possibly around the time of the Restoration, I don't know, 1660. And it incorporates in these very sort of almost earlier looking, almost 16th century looking sort of Mannerist cartouches. It incorporates the royal arm or the arms of the lions of England there with these sort of, as I say, sort of Mannerist details here, the cherubs with scepters and swords, and also the arms of France. But then the kings of England sort of consider themselves kings of France as well for various purposes. As I say, it's on vellum. The back of the animal skin is slightly sort of almost sort of suede-like texture to it. And the detail is exceptionally fine. It doesn't look as though it's been, it's obviously had some official purpose, possibly off a grand document. It hasn't been roughly cut off something. You can see the plate mark of the engraving along here, and there isn't any rough scissor cutting along the side, or any removal seems to have been done a long time ago. There is, however, some the holes of some stitching along one side, tiny holes, with a little faded line of possibly red ink that documents used to have. So it looks to be some highly decorative border from a very grand 17th century heraldic document of some kind or deed of some kind, but it works perfectly in itself. It may have had some other purpose, but as I say, it's animal vellum, sort of lambskin or some sort of parchment of that kind, beautifully engraved with these highly detailed heraldic motifs. Very, very unusual, very scarce, 53 centimeters long, crying out for superb mounting and framing. And the reason it's got two pebbles on the end is because when you take them off, it curls up rather nicely. Virtually indestructible is vellum, so it's very robust, and I will post it rolled neatly in a tube. But a spectacular heraldic item from the 17th century. Thanks very much. Bye.